We've made it to Friday, and it's weather for Weather Geeks time on this Friday evening. It is cold outside, but it is snow-free. We had a few slick spots, of course, last night with some lake effect that came through. Some places in Trumbull County got an inch and a half worth of snow, pretty much as we expected. For the rest of us, especially south of Interstate 80, it was nothing more than a candy coating. These are 4 o'clock hour temperatures, only 21 at the Youngstown Warren Airport, 24 in Newcastle. And it's not going to get any better until tomorrow, that's for sure. It's going to be a cold night tonight. Still dealing with some leftover snow showers up here in southwest New York, but it's much lighter and more disorganized than it has been. This nightmarish lake effect episode is about to end finally in southwest New York, where it's just been a remarkable, remarkable week. Taking a look at the country as a whole, let's take a look at those temperatures. Well, there's lots of cold air across the Great Lakes, the Northeast. The warm air is down here in the south, and warmth is going to continue to build as we head into the weekend out here. And then finally, some of this is coming east, and we might be flirting with 60 before this warm-up is done with us. So let's talk about what's going to happen on our Saturday, because I've been kind of pointing towards a little bit of a trouble spot tomorrow morning. If you're going to be out on the roads tomorrow morning, situation we have is, as you may know, warm air is lighter than cold air. Cold air is dense and it's heavy and it wants to stay low. We're going to have a lot of warm air coming our way tomorrow, but the first levels that warm up will be up above our heads, because that warmer air is going to glide up and over the cold air, which is heavier, wants to sink. And what we have is a recipe for a little bit of freezing rain and freezing drizzle tomorrow afternoon, because the air up here will be warm enough to support rain, but as that rain falls into the sub-freezing air right down along the ground, this isn't going to be much. It's not a big ice storm, but there could certainly be some slick spots, especially on driveways and sidewalks and that sort of thing mid-morning tomorrow. This is the simulated radar on the latest NAM model at 8 a.m. Light precipitation pushing in, and this blue line right here, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. This blue line right here, that's the 32-degree line at the surface. So everywhere east of that line is still sub-freezing at 8 a.m. And with a little bit of precipitation pushing in, this is going to be some light freezing rain, freezing drizzle. Here is simulated radar then at 9 a.m. The light precipitation continues to push east. Notice if it comes back up, our blue line also moving east, and I think around most of the WFMJ viewing area, we're going to climb above freezing by the end of the morning. This is at 10 a.m., some light rain, some drizzle. Our freezing line probably near Route 11 at this point, so if rain is falling into especially Mercer and Lawrence counties, it's probably going to be freezing rain, albeit, again, fairly light. And then at 11, our episode of light rain is trying to push east. Our freezing line is over towards I-79 at that point, and then finally by noon, we should be in the clear in terms of any sort of icy shenanigans. Now, tomorrow afternoon, still not very nice, especially north of Youngstown. I do suspect that there's still going to be some lingering light rain or drizzle. Here's the simulated radar at 3 p.m., especially north of 224 or I-80. You might still see a few raindrops out there. Most of the time, it will just be kind of cloudy, but at least it's starting to warm up on Saturday. That is certainly some good news. Any break from the rain, though, is only going to last until so long. By Saturday night, I think the radar is going to start to fill back in with some rain. Again, primarily north of Youngstown, and Sunday morning starts out damp. The bigger wave of rain is coming Sunday evening. I think Sunday afternoon, you can get outside. It's going to be windy, not much in the way of sun, but it will be warming up. We'll make a run at 50 Sunday afternoon. So that's the best part of the whole weekend, Sunday afternoon. I say that because, here comes the rain after sunset and into Sunday night, and this is going to be a wind-driven rain as well. Let me bring up the surface pressures here for the middle of the night, Sunday night, and you can see that a lot of isobars here, lots of wind associated with this storm, and it's just going to be a windy, rainy, and warm Sunday night. We probably won't drop much below 50 Sunday night, and then as we head into Monday, more residual showers. Monday's not a washout, but some showers around and an outside chance of a thunderstorm even, as our cold front comes out to the east. Our cold front by Monday midday will be out in here. It might be moderately unstable ahead of that front, enough for a rare late November thunder shower in a few spots. All right, longer range. Let's head into next week. And a lot of people travel right before Thanksgiving. No big storms on the horizon. This is Tuesday. The cold air is here. There might be a flurry on Tuesday. We'll head into Wednesday then. Biggest travel day of the year nationwide, generally speaking. Locally, no problems. If you're heading to the East Coast, this will be something to watch. There's an outside chance that this moisture hugs the coast enough to cause some problems in D.C., Philly, New York, Boston, but a lot remains to be seen on that. You shouldn't run into too many travel headaches on Wednesday. Here's Thanksgiving itself, and this is the GFS model. It would suggest we have some flurries or even some snow showers around on the holiday. And not all the models are singing the same tune, but we'll have to watch out for that. There could be a little bit of light mood snow on Thursday, the holiday. Longer range outlook, we have some good news here if you're tired of the cold. Here's the upper level flow as we head into next week. Notice big ridge on the west coast, big trough in the east, and that's a recipe for cold for us. As we get into next weekend beyond Thanksgiving, the cold should ease. It's not a warm pattern, but the cold will ease. But as we get into December, let's fast forward to, say, December 3rd. This is not a bad pattern at all. It's not exactly a super warm pattern, but notice a lot of west to east flow across the country. The country will have a lot of Pacific air in the pattern early in December as opposed to Siberian air coming straight down from the north. So I would expect a lot of the first week of December to be near or even above average. We should not be in the deep freeze for the first week of December. And a lot of the longer range modeling suggests, and I talked about this yesterday, December as a whole may be the most tolerable month when you look at November through February or even March. December could be kind of a little island of decent weather in a sea of pretty cold stuff because we still expect a pretty cold winter. January and February could be kind of like November's been well below average. Well, that's the Friday weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. I will see you again on Monday as well. Have yourself a great weekend, and be sure to check out Andrew and Mike's forecasts on WFMJ, both Saturday and Sunday.